to order the special meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission for the City of Trinidad at the City Chambers here in Trinidad at 5:30 p.m. on May 22nd. And I'll open the meeting. And we do roll call.
All right. Chris?
Here.
Derek?
Here.
Carlos?
Here.
Alrighty, everybody's here.
I would say, Carlos, like, you can, I guess if you want to still run the agenda.
Does he have an agenda?
You have an agenda?
I sent it to him.
Or I can if you want, since you're not here, either way.
Okay.
Do you want Chris to run it for you, Carlos?
I said that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, wasn't sure which one. Okay, all right, so, roll call is finished. The second item is public hearing, so we have a certificate of appropriateness for the golf course. And that will be heard by, or presented by, I'm sorry, tell me your name again.
John Wilkinson.
John Wilkinson.
I'm the building inspector.
Okay,
You're up, John.
so if you wanna,
Oh, let's do it.
yeah.
Here, do you need a packet?
I do. And my glasses. Give me 2 seconds here. I thought I had it in my pocket.
All right, while John's getting ready, I'll go ahead and read the executive summary from our report. The Trinidad Municipal Golf Course was established in 1950. It's one of the oldest golf courses in Colorado, which is located at 1415 Franklin Azar Drive. There needs to be improvements to 3 external openings located at the back of the clubhouse. The locations have been a safety and security issue in the past. The contractors found a remedy that does not change the historical look of the building. The application provided is completeness based on the criteria that is outlined in Trinidad Municipal Code Section 14-171. And John is here to go over if you guys have any questions or to go over the application with us.
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm John Wilkinson. I'm the city building inspector. I've worked on this project a good bit, and so I'm very familiar with what's going on out at the golf course. Give you a little bit of background. If you look at this photo, which I think is the second page. You probably can't see, I'm sorry, Mr. Carlos. That doesn't help at all, does it?
The one with
The 3 doors.
the 3 doors and the handicap
Yes,
parking spots.
exactly. So, one thing we need to be conscious of is this is the back area, the back wall of the clubhouse. And that's really, it is handicap parking. It's also accessible for equipment, you know, big decorations, catering, things of that nature. It's kind of a service entrance. There's also a larger service entrance in the front, primarily for food deliveries and things of that nature. Anyway, so the issue with this configuration in the back of the building is that it gets lots of, it's old, it gets lots of moisture, and moisture tends to stack up against the walls in the form of snow, and of course that melts. So really it's just a cycle of wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, over and over and over. And over the years had caused significant damage to the supporting framework that actually holds the doors in place, as well as the doors themselves. I saw quite a bit of damage. I did inspect it several times. That plus these doors, you can't really see in this picture, they're 12 lot doors, which means they have 12 little glass panes in them, so they're not secure by any stretch. And I think over the years, just between the insecurity of the configuration coupled with the more remote, hidden area where the doors are located, seemed to be somewhat inviting for criminals. They had a number of attempted break-ins. Same thing with some of the windows. Certain windows on the facility have also been attempted to be broken into over and over. So there's security concerns, and then there's weather concerns. And with the weather concerns, brings the repair into question. So we asked, let's go back forward one picture. we talked with, or, yeah, next picture, I guess, yeah, next picture. This one, which got one door and then two mock-up. Sorry about the quality of the picture there, it actually looks very bright and clean. So we talked with the contractor that, the city engaged with, local guy who's very well known to us, and we like him and trust him, he does great work. So we asked him if he would mock up several different looks for us. We did that, we did some internal review, we had to make a couple of changes here and there, and this is what we ended up with. So these are kind of tacked together, they are ready to go permanent, on approval, but we felt that, due to the nature of the situation, it'd be really good to be able to see what we're actually proposing. So he came up with this look that we feel does a nice job of accenting the era as well as the design of the building. That coupled with the need for increased security, much more robust weatherization. So that's where we came to all this. If you would like to see some of the damage, I think there's several pages in here with photographs. There's also a page at the back that shows a little bit better version of the mock-up. I'm sorry, I don't know a good way to show you this. We're looking at this one door mock-up. So if you look through some of the other pictures, just representative pictures of the damage due to weather, also some damage due to pry bars, attempted break-ins, and then one other interesting thing, not interesting, but unfortunate thing really, is that these panes are quite expensive and labor intensive to replace. So every time somebody tried to break in, it's $100 to get the pane replaced. So you see a picture, they didn't even bother to do the last one because, you know, it adds up. So anyway, that's where we are, and we're respectfully asking for y'all's approval to go ahead and make this solution permanent. Now, this solution, one other thing, would eliminate the two doors, the two extra doors. So there's 3 doors now, total of 6 panels. So that would reduce that to only 2 panels, one double door. The other 2 would be this configuration, and this configuration would not be a door, it would be a permanently sealed fixture. And again, the reason for that is weatherization and security. Right behind one of these is kind of a business area where they keep cash and stuff like that. And it would be very uncomfortable to me to, you know, have people looking over my shoulder through a window when I'm counting money or whatever. Anyway, so that's kind of an overview. Do y'all have any questions or concerns that I can help with?
What? Could it be done without, like, destroying the doors? Could there be like a backing or something put on it and, like, it kept intact?
It was the door frames that caused the problem, it wasn't holding them up anymore, and it had rotted into the door frames.
Right.
So there was no way of fixing that without damaging the walls.
Yeah, it would take some invasive structural work to do something like that, in my opinion. And that was one of the things we wanted to try to avoid as much as possible, is any structural changes.
I was curious about that as far as what needs to be done to like where the door frame was. Is there any, how does that interact with the structure itself?
He was able to reinforce that.
The existing frames or?
Yes, and he may, I don't know all the details of that part. I know he reinforced some. I would assume there were some that were fairly far gone. I would assume he just replaced those.
Okay,
But he was able to do that without tearing into the structure.
okay.
And this is the door current?
That was
That's
one
one of them.
one of them that he mocked up, so that he was just showing what the damage was before.
So it would be, the wood would be replaced with the metal or whatever? This is metal, correct?
No,
That's
it's
wood.
wood.
It's all wood.
The
Oh,
frame's not
The
wood?
dark part, the black part is also frame.
Yes, also, it's also.
Oh, okay.
And this is tone and groove flooring.
Okay. I was gonna ask what kind of wood is that?
I believe it's pine.
Okay.
It will be treated.
Yeah, both the.
The whole
parts of
thing,
it, okay.
and of course this will be painted. And I think if we wanted to select a color, I'm sure we can paint this too.
Yeah, I was wondering maybe if it could be stained or maybe have a different.
Sure.
I mean, It looks, I think like the style's okay, it looks too new, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, and again, this is
Right.
just a
Yeah.
track up, mock
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
so you can see.
Yeah, another question I had is, so these two would be permanent? and then
Yes.
the middle
Yes, sir,
would
that is
be-
correct.
What is being done, what happens to the middle door?
He's replacing the door.
That is a new door. It's an exact replacement, new door.
With the
with the
glass
same-
panes?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, there's still be some glass pane.
That was the
Yeah.
only one, the frame wasn't, the frame wasn't damaged.
Okay.
So that was why we were able to replace that one with the same. That was the only reason we didn't do a COA originally. This was not what was supposed to be in the scope of work. It changed when he went out and looked at the damage and realized that he wasn't gonna be able to do what we wanted.
I can't remember if there's something in the style guide about colors or as far as like a wood type or anything like that.
Not for the type of wood, it just needs to match with the era of the, that's why he did it the way he did it, to make it look as much like
With the
the
flooring,
surrounding,
whatever.
yeah, the surrounding building.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it can be painted any color we like.
Yeah. Already stained or something.
Stains, yeah.
I think it looks okay, it seems like there's a reasonable plan in place.
Yeah, and if you can't save them, you can't save them.
Yeah, and the security issue and just the constant maintenance or replacement, that's just, overhead cost or additional cost, but I guess, is there anything else being done as far as like additional lighting or?
No, there are some general repairs being made. So for example, there was a leak in the women's restroom. That has been repaired back exactly the way it was, just sheetrock and finishing. The same thing for the bathroom out on the course. The skylights had been improperly completed and they leaked. So those have been repaired, again, exactly to the way they were, only better. And there's a few little odds and ends around that have been done as well.
I guess I'm also wondering, is there, I mean, I don't know if it would, I don't know if it's possible, I guess, with the historic nature, but is it possible to put lighting out here as far as additional security or?
Oh, I'm
or-
sure there could, yeah.
I guess it's kind of outside the scope of what we're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, our cameras or
Yeah,
motion activated lights, whatever.
how does stuff like that, interact with
Historic
historic character?
I'm not sure on that, we'd have to do some more research on that, because that would be,
I think as long as it's not on the building.
yeah, it's not
So
on the
maybe if it's
building,
like-
and that makes the decision. I know
Yeah.
that if it's only, our scope is only what, for the building itself.
Right, if there was like a post or whatever, utility pole. or
I don't know if
something.
there's lighting in the back, I know there's lighting in the front, in the parking lot.
Yeah, and in that event area, the outside, the fenced in area.
Yeah,
there's
but I
lights
don't
right
know if
there.
there's any in the back.
I don't know.
Is this open to a big room? Like all three doors, did they open to a big room or is it?
Two of the doors open to the event room, which I understand was at one time a dining hall of sorts. Now it's mainly an event room. And one of them opened into an office type area.
And that's where you count the money or whatever?
Yeah,
Yes, and that's the one that is mostly broken into, the one with the picture of the wood on it, that one just is constantly getting broken.
And then the door that is gonna be saved, is that gonna be secured somehow or like how's that?
Well, it's a replacement door, so it should be a much higher,
But it's still
sturdier
gonna have
quality.
windows
It'll
and-
still be the exact same
And people
design.
can break in or?
We could also just have a camera on the inside that doesn't affect the
Yeah.
historic quality.
We could, and I don't know about the security aspect of it in terms of how much more difficult it would be to break in. I can ask. The goal was to replace with like for like as much as possible. So that was the primary driver there. To my knowledge, that door has not seen the kind of damage that the others have and the kind of abuse. Not that people won't just move down a row and hit the next door. Yeah, and that's something we can bring up with internally is what can be done to help it increase security other than these type measures. You're right, if we're gonna do this, we should go all out.
John, is that door for access?
Yes.
Is that the ADA access? I think.
Yes,
I know one of them's required.
The
for
middle
ADA
one,
access.
yes, and I left that out, thank you.
It is required.
That
for
is the
access.
ADA
The middle
access
one.
door, yes.
So that there is going to be a door required.
Yes, absolutely, thank you.
It's somewhat related to that, is removing these other two entrances, does that have any effect on like fire code or anything like that, or like that's been checked out?
Everything's perfectly fine. We, in fact, thinking through the design, we felt it was a little redundant in a way.
Right.
So,
Well, that's why I asked, is it open all up into one,
yes,
one area, you know? It's-
Just that one door now does, would be.
and I suspect that there was a wall added at some point internally, to section off
section
that
off that
office
office.
area, yeah. I would suspect it was just one big room at one time.
I don't think I have any questions.
Yeah, I'm good.
Carlos, whoops, we lost Carlos.
Carlos,
We're gonna get his camera just off.
I'm still
Oh, okay.
here.
thank you.
Are you ready to vote, Carlos, or did you have any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the pictures and everything that was available.
Did you
Is
not?
that not something that's available to me right now?
Yeah, I sent it to you in the email with the agenda.
And I was trying to hold them up for you, I know you couldn't see them.
Yeah, I probably have to get it to the camera.
Yeah.
Camera over here.
Here's the, oh,
Oh, okay.
is it, I think it's. for
No,
the-
it's over
for-
here.
It's on the TV, I think, at the top. And you can see what he's seeing in that small corner
Yeah.
video down there.
Did you find him, Carlos, or do you need me to hold up the pictures?
Oh, is that just YouTube?
I'm looking at them right now.
Okay.
This was
Yeah, that's
just
just for
YouTube?
recording the meeting. But I'm not sure if Carlos, I guess it's their next, one thing at a time.
He's still looking at it.
He's looking at him now.
Yeah.
He just found it.
So all three doors are supposed to look like that last image?
No, it's, we're gonna leave the center one as a door. The center one was the only one that didn't have the damage to the frame, and plus it's ADA access, so it has to be a door.
And the other two are being decommissioned?
Yeah, they're gonna be looking like that. We would just make it permanent, that, he just mocked it up so that we could take a picture and show you guys.
Yeah, but the other two doors on the side, but it's just gonna be plain wall there?
Yeah, it'll look like, yeah, it'll be just sealed up.
Well,
Not a plain wall, it'll have this,
yeah,
this structural.
it'll
piece
have
there.
the outline of the window or door with the inset pine flooring panels.
Oh, I see, like the first image.
Yes.
Like whatever's on page 9 of the one I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Yeah, one that has a little bit of a white pickup truck on the lower left corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it's gonna look like permanently if you guys approve the COA.
And they will no longer be doors. They will be permanently closed.
Okay, well, what is this door with the windows? I don't understand this. Where's that door?
There's 3 doors across the back, and all 3 look exactly the same. And, but as Tara was saying, 2 of them have been broken into on a number of occasions. They had advanced deterioration due to weather, rot, things of that nature. So after evaluating it, we decided that it made the most sense from a security and longevity standpoint to permanently seal the 2.
Yeah, I totally understand that
Okay.
part. I'm just trying to like match these pictures up with what's going on here, because okay, so I'm looking at whatever is on, I don't even know what page this is.
Okay.
I guess 11, which has 3 black doors. Is that how it looks right now?
That's the original, yes, sir.
That's the original, when it looked like,
Okay. Okay, so I see the next image to that is a door with a window in like messed up, the door is messed up on it. Where is this door?
Those
window
were,
with the
those
door?
were the doors, that was the pictures when we did a walkthrough and we saw the damage. They took picture of all the damage. So that was just showing what the damage looked like before they removed them to start doing the work.
Okay, alright. I understand that part, but there's a window with a door. Where is this window door? I don't see it anywhere in these pictures, like,
It's hard
is
to-
it part
it's hard
of
to
one
tell.
of these
These have
four
windows.
or three black doors? Is
The-
it one of these, or is it not one of these, or is it behind one of these?
The,
None of these are matching up here.
I think-
I'm just trying to understand what's going on.
It's hard to tell if these are,
Yeah,
have glass
it-
panels in them. I think
sorry
they-
for the picture quality. The three doors, the three dark doors are all the original doors still in place. That was a before anything started picture. And they were all matching doors. They all look exactly the same. So they all had 12 lights, that's the little windows, and double panels.
So these doors do have windows on them, I just
Yeah.
can't see them on the
No,
thing?
yeah, it
Is
just,
that what it is?
yeah, it just, they opened them up so you could just see the hole, they didn't leave the doors closed.
Oh, well, that's why I can't, all right, I understand that now. Well, that's all I need you to know, is like, cause all I see is four black things, it looks like four dark wood doors. And then I see a picture of a door with the window, and I'm like, where's this door located? Cause it doesn't match up anything that's in here.
The one that's
Okay,
mocked
now I
up,
understand what's
yeah.
going on.
the one that's mocked up with the two closed off, doors. If you look at the one in the middle kind
No,
of
I-
closely, you can kind of see there's two.
I totally understand now, I
Okay.
just got confused of
Sorry.
where are these doors located? I see doors with windows, but I don't see where there's a picture of a door with the window on the outside. So where are these, so
They
we're talking about two separate sets of doors, but now I understand it's the same
Sorry,
door.
we didn't
It's
take a
just the
picture
doors
of
are
it with the
open,
windows.
and the door is not closed, so we can't see the door.
Oh, yeah, we did
I
not
got
take a picture with the doors closed, we should have done that.
Okay, alright. We can go ahead and vote now.
Okay.
We will be sure and ding the photographer.
Is that you?
Alright, guys, so we're gonna take a vote, or who wants to, no, motions first. Who wants the motion?
I guess I'll make a motion to have a vote on the COA.
A second.
Okay, so then, Carlos? How do you wanna vote?
Yes.
Okay, Derek,
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Alright, it passes, we'll have the COA issued.
Thank you all very much for your
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time and all the
Questions?
information.
Yes.
We'll make sure to take better quality.
Yeah, we'll do better with the pictures next time.
Sorry to make that so difficult.
Okay. No more confusion.
Okay, so, item three, our section three is items for discussion. The first item being Santa Fe Trail Days Echoes events, or events on June 7th and 8th. The first item there is, regarding Jeff Montoya, we're hiring Jeff Montoya to record the event, similar to like he did last year. I spoke to him this week, and he would be available on Friday, for the actual landmarking event, but he wouldn't be available Saturday for the film event at the college. I just told him it would be, well, I'll also give him different hours depending on if it's actually 6, I told him different hours, but anyway, basically gave him an estimate of that, there'd be like, a little bit of time for setup, and there'd be an hour before the event, and then, some time for teardown, so asked him to kind of give us an estimate on that, but, if we could, I don't know, I guess Steve said we could just make it an administrative item.
Yeah, but since everybody's here, we can do the vote
We
if
can
you
vote
guys
on
want.
it. I guess, I don't know, I don't have much more information about that, but I thought we could at least maybe approve and say, yes, we do want him to record it like he did last year. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, it's gonna be for the unveiling of the plaque, right?
Yeah,
And did we get the mayor?
yes. And we got the plaque in. The plaque did come in, so, we have everything set up, we could just pick location for the plat, where you wanna put the
Can you see the
plaque.
plaque now?
It's in the box.
Or,
Cool.
yes, sir.
So should we just vote on that?
If you guys
There's no other discussion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve Jeff Montoya recording the Echoes event on Friday.
I'll second that.
Carlos, did you wanna vote on that?
Wait, I mean, first of all, we don't even know how much he's charging us and what that's gonna come out of the budget, so how are we supposed to vote on something we don't know what we're being charged for?
Well, that's, we're not gonna meet again before Santa Fe Trail Days, that's the only issue, so.
Okay, alright, I guess we'll just go ahead and vote on it.
Well, I mean, we can make a limit, like if it's gonna be too much, then we say no.
Yeah, we could maybe provide a budget in this decision up to a certain amount. I mean, I tried to get an estimate from him, but I haven't heard back from him yet, but, I don't know.
We'll just go ahead and vote on it.
Okay. I trust he'll be reasonable, you know,
I wouldn't think he'd.
my guess, I don't know, I mean, but I'm okay with establishing a budget if we want to.
Well, now I feel bad.
Why?
I mean, we should get a budget, that's true.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, is there a limit to you, which you guys are that want to vote, willing to do?
Well, I thought it would be maybe a half hour setup, an hour recording of that, or hour and a half maybe, and then tear down something, 2 hours of his time, you know, there, and then editing of the video, thinking maybe like a 30-minute video, you know, it's not gonna be a whole lot of content, but.
We know how much you charged last time?
If I remember, I don't remember, I thought it was like $200, but
That's it? For
Yeah,
that
I
Yeah,
day?
he did a lot of filming.
that's what but I remember that was the
And he
initial.
did like 3 days or something, or both
Yeah.
days.
I think that was the initial, but I think it's per hour is what he charges. So I don't know how much, I wasn't here when they did the final bill, so.
Yeah, I ain't scared of 200.
Yeah, I mean, can we, say a budget and then, as long as he's less than that, I mean, not necessarily say we're gonna give him that amount, but.
Yeah,
Okay,
so what do you guys feel comfortable budgeting for it? Carlos, any word on that?
What's our current budget right now?
I believe we are at 15,
15? Thought we were at 16.
but we
we've bought the plaque.
bought
Oh,
the
that's
plaque,
right.
Yeah. 15,000 or 1,500?
15,000.
Okay, well, I mean, I'd say if we could keep it within, I don't know, $800? I don't know, is that fair?
I was gonna say 750, you
I
know.
think that
Okay,
means.
I think that's fair too.
Seven, yeah, 7,
I was
8.
gonna say 350.
It
cost
costs
200 for that.
Well, I wanna make sure Jeff gets paid, you know, an appropriate,
Okay.
you know, scale, you know.
So if,
I'm a photographer, videographer, so I understand the charges and this kind of stuff, so
I guess
don't
I
wanna
forgot
shortchange
inflation.
Yeah,
Jeff.
I wanna make sure.
I know
there's-
he produces a great product,
Yeah,
so it's nothing towards that. It's just,
right.
you know, it's just great to like vote on an actual budget, but
No, you're
if we
good.
can keep it within a certain amount, I'm good for that.
alright, so we wanna budget at 800?
Sure,
Yeah, that's fine.
no more than that. I mean, whatever he comes up
Maximum.
with, but,
Yeah.
you know, if it's any more than that, then that's a little ridiculous.
I feel like he can-
100% sure of,
Pretty
but
sure you can get it done,
I'm-
you know.
I'm okay with that's a fair budget for a really well videographer as Jeff.
Okay, so we're gonna budget for 800, we already had the motion and the second, so we wanna vote for that then?
Sure.
How, okay,
Can we add that? Is that okay to add to the motion and all that's gonna carry the 750?
I mean, that's,
Budget or 800 budget, I'm sorry.
yeah, I think we can.
Okay, all right. Okay, I just wanna make sure we don't have to redo that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
So,
so Carlos,
Good, yes.
okay, Derek,
yes.
Chris,
yes,
alright. And then with the Santa Fe Trail, I was gonna go with I added the picture of the flyer that Chris made.
I'm not sure if Carlos got it.
I
I
emailed,
saw,
yeah,
Oh,
I saw.
okay, cool, okay, good.
Yeah, it's fine by me, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I like it, I like the old newspaper style.
Okay, cool. There are a couple of suggestions, about just removing like this extra, the line of, or the kind of decorative line under the landmarking ceremony title and film screening title, just to make those a little more readable, I guess. And then, I'm also gonna take these comments out after Friday and Saturday, I don't think those need to be there. And then, the other question was, the time on Friday.
In our initial meeting that we did,
Yeah.
when we were setting times, we set it for 6, and that's what I believe that got sent to Marty and Margie over at the Commons when they were making their informational.
I think the one that I sent more recently says 5.
And I think that's what got brought up, is that we were,
Oh,
there was some
okay.
confusion,
I see,
yeah.
okay, I didn't.
Yeah,
okay.
Steve had originally told everybody at city council 6, and that's what time he let the city council know,
Okay,
so that they can show up, and he told the mayor 6.
Okay.
So, we wanna stick to the 6 o'clock PM timeframe, guys?
I would prefer it to be 6,
Yeah,
just
I
to give
would
more
too.
people time to get there.
Yeah, well, that's also the start of the Main Street Walk, I believe, right? 6 o'clock is when they start the Main Street Walk for the art shows?
It's 5.
Is it 5?
I don't know, but I think they were trying to do a grand opening at Printer Row at 6, but I mean,
What time should we be there?
I
I
would say
think-
about 5:30-ish,
well,
right?
I think, so, let me get the details, I think, we were talking about, or Chris was talking about having some of the back doors open for viewing into the theater. And then, Steve was saying we can't let anyone into the theater because it's construction site and liability and everything. But, I guess maybe we should find out for sure about that.
Are we able to get drone shots of it for our video or no?
Drone shots?
Like of inside the theater or no?
Well, Carlos is taking a lot of interior
Yeah,
photos.
Carlos has taken interior, he's got interior photos of the inside.
Yeah,
But I mean, as far as Jeff Montoya's video, that's what I'm saying, like,
I don't know,
oh, like to add like interior photos into his,
Yeah.
and everything, yeah.
That'd be something with Jeff and the city has to agree on if they give him access and stuff, so, I mean, I don't see why they shouldn't give him access to get some video in there, but I have a full virtual tour, 360 tour of the theater, so. If anybody wants to, we can always have that QR code for the virtual tour, that's easy to make up, I can make one up and send them to somebody or whatever for the virtual tour. And it'll link them directly to the virtual tour.
I think it'd be really good to link that, but I think it'd be cool to see if Jeff could get access to just get some.
I'll check with Steve, cause like he set up
Transition,
the
yeah.
tour for you guys, so it
Yeah.
shouldn't be an issue, we can
I
do
mean,
it.
with an $800 budget.
Well, I think it would be more, it would be good to have not just pictures of people standing in front of the
Right.
theater or whatever, it'd be good to have some stuff to add,
I mean, and
for
we're gonna
voiceover.
We're gonna put a plaque on it, it'd be nice for people to see all of it in the video, you know, the outside, the inside.
Yeah,
How many of the flyer do you want me to try to get copies of?
this one?
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe like 5 or 6 larger ones. That we
5,
could
6
throw around
large.
a few places in town, then, I don't know. 30 smaller ones, like 8 by 10,
Okay,
does that make sense, or
Oh,
for handing these out, or for publicizing?
is it going to the paper or no?
oh, I
Oh.
I think I can send one over to Marty, and she can send it with the promotional that she's doing for the Santa Fe Trail. That shouldn't be a
And
problem.
then we gotta put them out.
We can put them, I can.
Cause I put them out, I don't.
Yeah.
Once they're ready, we can come down and,
So we
Yeah,
can come
I can
pick
let
some
you,
up from
I
you?
can let you guys know as soon as they're ready, and you can pick them up. So what do you wanna do, like maybe 50 of the 8 by 10s?
yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
that's
good,
fine.
just make sure we have plenty to go around town.
Alright, I'll get those done.
Okay, and you'll.
If you wanna send me the corrections when
Oh,
you're
yeah,
done.
I'll do that.
Okay,
And that's 6 o'clock, right, not 5?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
6.
6,
Yeah, removing these 2
picking
lines,
up these lines.
or just these 2, or all 4?
Just the ones beneath, like the second line.
that way it's the
That way
information's
it's a little
grouped
more,
together.
a little more clearly grouped,
Okay.
so,
In the comments.
and then the comments on the dates. But, yeah, just there anything else anyone sees on that? Okay,
Alright,
do we need to vote
no, you already voted on the,
on the flyer?
do we need a vote on the flyer?
I don't think so.
I thought we already voted on it, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, I think so, I think we're good.
Okay, sorry.
Alright, so then the next,
Next time, the plaque and location on the building. I'll hold it up for, if I can, or if you want to, hold it up for, Derek and, maybe for
Close it in there.
Carlos to see. It's like vacuum sealed in there.
Yeah, it is.
I think it looks pretty good.
I mean, if we want it to be displayed on the outside of the building, like looking at the actual, front street wise, then, I mean, the only really, I think, great placement, looks nice, cool.
Yeah.
Is like, there's, off to the side, there's like double columns on each side of the door, and then there's like a little brick area.
Yeah,
But the only thing that sucks is that the brick area is like, I think it's like 2 to 3 feet above the ground, so the plaque would be like closer to the ground.
well, Steve and I looked at it yesterday, and from
Yeah.
if you look at the front of the building, the right
Yeah.
side, like the right end, that brick section there, that was high enough, I think, and I thought it would be better on the right side rather than the left, just visually, but,
On the brick part,
on
right?
the brick part, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it seems like the most likely position for it, because anything else would kind of hide it. The only other place to put it would be on the other sides of the 2 storefronts, which is kind of weird. So, I think you're right with putting it there on that right side of the 2 pillars.
I'm
on the
talking
other side of
about,
it.
I'm actually talking about the far right end of the building, basically.
Oh, all the way, so on the other side of the tea shop?
Yeah. I
Right
didn't,
before that sidewall?
I don't remember seeing, I don't remember seeing enough space there. Or maybe I need to look at it again, but. from
I
what we
mean, if
look-
you go onto Google Maps and look
Okay.
at Google, just the
Yeah,
street
street
view of
view.
it, you can see what the front of it looks like and kind of give you a
Let's
little,
see here.
that's what I was just looking at just a minute ago, just kind of like
Uh,
trying to figure out like, okay. The 2 shops are part of the same building, so it doesn't really
Oh.
matter, but,
yeah, well, there's,
if we wanted to like put it near the opening of the actual theater, then,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
what I
only
was
2
thinking,
places, like I said, it's under those 2
you're talking about,
pillars
like,
where that little
somewhere
brick
near
area
it.
is.
like close to the ground though.
yeah, that would be right.
Yeah, exactly, it's kind of
That's kinda
weird.
stupid.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know,
It's
that's
being
why, I think that's why we thought we talked about this end down here. I mean, it's not optimal either, but I think it would make more sense on that side rather than the other side, closer to Safeway. I don't know, just visually it seemed like if you were walking, you'd be, I guess there's more foot traffic, I guess, along that section is my thought, but yeah, otherwise we'd have to do
Yeah.
it on that real low, which kind of takes it out of people's
Yeah, that's how
eye
it
line,
was.
and it's gonna get dirty, and I don't know, it's not
Is,
a very cool presentation to be like, look at this plaque.
Yeah.
Like that.
is
It's a
is
foot
that,
underground.
is that part of the wall that's wide enough for the plaque?
What's that?
He's asking if it's
Oh.
big
Is that
enough.
part of the wall there, is it wide enough for the plaque? The
I
plaque is kind of wide.
believe so. I didn't measure it exactly, but how wide is the plaque?
It's an 8x15.
15 inches wide. Oh yeah, there's room for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as there's room for it there, then it's still on the same building.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
on the
we're talking
building.
by the entrance, right?
It'll be
It
by
would-
the entrance
it
of the
would-
tea
Well,
shop.
it'd be on the, it's by the entrance of the tea shop.
Yeah, it's
essentially.
kind of the right of the tea shop.
Yeah,
Oh, over to the side over there?
this side right here. Because there's really not. any
Not
other
unless
spot.
we removed the poster holder there.
And what's wrong with removing the poster holder?
What poster holder?
Well, that's what's below the marquee. It's the. Isn't that a poster holder or metal, the frame,
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
There's just 4 doors there, and that's it.
right there?
Hmm?
The white, like
On
that
the
would
left
require it to
side?
go down below it, if we put it below here.
But that was too low, that's.
Yeah,
why
but
I
that's
was-
what I mean though, if we removed that, that would be, I think we would damage the building too much to remove it.
Yeah,
I think it's fine there by the tea shop.
yeah,
I think it's fine about
I
the
know.
tea shop, that's officially, that's still part of the Fox.
Right,
yeah, it's on the building, and it's also, they'll get some foot traffic, you know, people will see it going in and out of the tea shop, so I think it's one
Yeah,
of the best.
I mean, the tea shop is still part of the building, and we're landmarking the building, so
Absolutely.
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a good spot. If you guys want to vote on that.
I'll make a motion to place to have a vote to place the plaque on that right side into the building.
I'll second.
Alright.
Alright, Carlos?
Yes,
Alright, Derek?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Alright, that one's passed.
I guess also related to Santa Fe Trails, maybe it's not on here, but, we still need to maybe work out a few other details as far as, I don't know, like what Steve and I talked about yesterday, possibly getting a tent and podium and microphone and something to cover up the thing, like, is that something that,
I'm gonna take care of the fabric to, like a little curtain
Mhm.
to pull off. I'll
Okay.
pick that up myself.
okay,
The tent, I think we have one, but I'll double check with, our procurement people to see if we have one. I thought we did. I think we've moved it around a couple times, so I know I think I know where it is.
okay,
But I will double check on that myself.
okay. And then just also related to Santa Fe Trail Days, I'll email Chris and Keely and all them about confirming it being 6 o'clock and, whether or not we'll have it open at 5 for viewing.
Steve said that the mayor was wanting to say a few words.
Okay,
And Carlos, are you willing to do a little, or talk to? Since you're the chair?
what, just as a presenter from the Historic Preservation Commission?
Yes.
Sure.
Alright, and then
Okay.
was Gary, is it Gary, or who's the architect, I can't remember.
oh,
Greg,
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 wasn't Greg gonna talk, or,
I think that's the thing on Saturday.
oh, is he moved it to Saturday? I thought he was doing it only on Friday.
I'm not sure about that now.
I thought he was only on one day, and I thought it was Friday was the only reason he
He's
was
only
gonna,
here.
yeah,
I'll have to clarify that.
okay.
But I'm also gonna ask to get like final details as far as who's speaking Saturday and maybe the names of the films and who's playing piano and things like that. And then I also wanna ask them to put up a Facebook event, as a Fox Alliance, so we can promote it with that.
Okay.
And then, I also was talking earlier, I think before the meeting, about trying to make a handheld version of this. But a handheld version of this that just, is for the film screening, that we could hand out on Friday during the landmarking to get people to come Saturday.
Okay.
But if we can't,
If you can get that to me quickly, I can get it to
Okay.
Cedar Printing and
Okay.
print it.
okay, cool, I'll just kind of rework this into a quarter sheet thing. But I think that's everything related to the Santa Fe Trail Days. Is there anything else I'm missing, or anything else you guys, Carlos, anyone have in mind?
That's what I know.
Nope,
Okay.
that's everything.
Cool. The next up is Nick Mason.
Derek had some questions.
Okay.
how's it going?
Is there any-
Yeah, so, what's up?
I just wanted to know, like, is there any penalties involved? Like, say this mural that we approved 3 years or 2 years, 2.5 years ago that's
Okay.
not finished? Like, what do we do about stuff like that?
So murals are, They have an extensive process, so I'm guessing you're familiar, they go through Main Street, HPC, is it Main Street? Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Art Commission, HPC, Planning and Zoning, and then actually goes to City Council. That one, or are you talking about the one over by the, was it the bridge over there by
The one on Phil Long.
Phil Long?
The dispensary next to Phil Long, the Phil Long,
It's in
parking lot.
It's like full of shadows and, I mean,
Is
it
that
needs to
right?
be colored in, like,
It's hard, the code is silent on penalties for not completing your mural, it's very, the standard is, there's a lot of standards you have to go through to get a mural, so it's kinda, that's shocking that someone would jump through all the hoops and then
right.
not
Finished.
finish it. What we could do, and I'll have to look for the mural application, is we could touch base with them and say, you know, hey, you jumped through all the hoops, you know, and people are asking, why can't you finish the mural? So I could definitely poke that bear and see what happens, because yeah, we don't want people to go through process like that and then not complete it. I will say you probably should be expecting some more murals. I've been getting quite a few calls.
I know, and, I mean, and that's a big tourist spot too, you know.
It is down there, yeah. So, we could at least touch base with them, say, hey, you know, we were just, murals will be coming up, we reviewed your application and, just curious why you never finished it. I'm not familiar with it, I know I've seen the application, I just didn't review it, so we could definitely do that. And as a planning department, we could say, hey, you know, you jumped through all these hoops for us, why didn't you complete it? So, and as far as like penalty, there is a general penalty for land use code violations. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be justifiable, but, because I don't know if there's any in the mural application, I don't know if there's any penalty for not completing it, so that's where.
Well, and like it was more about the building that they tore down.
Okay.
Like what happens, cause we weren't notified about it,
Which building was that?
the brewery. And it seems like they're blocking off the back of the church, that they might demolish too, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like,
There has been no demo permits from
Yeah, there was
anything
no-
else but that.
No, so there was no demo permits, so usually what happens is if someone comes in and, they're in the historic district, or, you know, your guys' realm there, we'll usually point them, say, hey, if you're gonna demolish something, think about demolishing the HPC, and if they have to, we say, you know, you have to come to HPC. We don't get too much, and that goes for building as well, so we govern that as, you know, as a building department, we govern that as much as we can. People sometimes do stuff. As far as that brewery, I don't know, because like Tara said, they never even pulled the permit, they just knocked it down one day, so.
right.
And like I said, there's a general land use code violation, which that would
They
fall
did,
under.
they paid the penalty.
They paid the
And they
penalty.
did, well, what is the penalty?
That, for that
That
one,
was
they
my
had to pay
question.
double the permit fee.
Yeah.
Double the permit?
They had to they paid out like almost $4,000 for knocking
Yeah.
that building
Well, there
down.
was actually two separate times too, 'cause I used to live right by there, when they tore that first building down right on, or the side, the wall next to Plum, they did that like back in like 2019 or 2020. I watched them, I have video of it.
Yeah.
But then they did, so there's two, do you know if there were two?
It's one company.
Well, I mean, but there were two different incidents, I mean, it's just the same building, but there were two different events. Two different times they tore part of the building down, that's what I'm saying. Over,
All I
that was
know is-
separated by several years.
Well, yeah, all I know is the one, just recently they had cause we found out about it, I found out they didn't pull a permit.
Okay,
So I went after the company and they had to pay the penalty.
okay.
So they did pay.
That was for the more recent one then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was for when I know about it,
Okay.
so we
Yeah, if
just,
there's one before, we'd have to
that'd
do
be,
some.
way before our
records research
times.
and-
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'd
it
have to do
was,
some records research. to
But
see
I
if
think it was 20.
they
19
paid,
or 20.
yeah, they paid up the wazoo for it, cause
Yeah.
that's what happens, our penalty is if we find out they're doing work without a permit or work without a contractor's license, they pay twice the amount.
Right.
Yeah, and then if we catch them in time for them to, if they're still working on it, put a pause to it, obviously, so John, the building inspector goes over and says, you guys are done until you get your permits. And if it's ever involving an HPC matter, we'll say you're done until you get your permits and you get your COA or whatever's required from you guys as well, so.
I have stopped 4 or 5
Yeah.
projects that they came in to get permits, and I stopped them because they were gonna be in historic district. Which then when they found out they had to come and meet us, they changed their plans
We
on.
either change their plans or hopefully maybe if we say, hey, come in and talk to them. We're not mean, we just, we're enforcing the rules as, you know, as they're laid
They might have
out.
had plans to do something that they didn't.
But, and that's a big part too, is that we might have to change our plans entirely and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, it's helped with me being there, and they have to come to me, because then I can check the zoning and make sure what zone they're in before they start work,
Yeah.
so. Now, at the brewery, we were told that everything's been put on hold since Jay Chenio passed away.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's any future plans down there period, so. But, yeah, anything else?
That's pretty much all I have.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, I have one question I was
What's up?
thinking about. I saw there was an RFQ for painting and restoring the trains
Yes.
down by the Safeway. Is that something that they would have to come to us with the COA
That's a
on?
good question.
Because it is modifying a historical structure. I'm pretty sure it's in the historic district.
Yeah,
So we would do
yeah,
it would be us, we would be pulling the COA
Or
for
would
it.
it be the,
the city again, yeah.
okay, not the
Because
company?
it's our property, so.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it'd be the
Yeah.
city again.
Okay.
So
But
it'd be the-
that's a good point, and,
Audra hasn't,
yeah, we'll talk to
we haven't
Audra.
had anybody come in yet,
Okay.
I
because
got
she had to separate it out, for the contractors, because we can't find a contractor that can do it all in one.
Right.
So now we have to have a contractor that can do the repair work for the wood, and then but see, then on that point, technically they don't need a permit, because it's like for like, they're not changing the structure of the train, they're just painting it, and there's no permit required for painting.
But if there's repairs though? There
Yeah,
might be some
For
For the repairs, they would,
Yeah, so, I think the only repair was the woodwork on the
Yeah.
signs, so.
and yeah, those were the signs, not the actual train.
That's a very fair question, we'll take it to
Okay.
Audrey and see.
Yeah, she hasn't,
She
she
wants to
hasn't
include it.
closed the,
No, I didn't think has she posted it again? I don't even know.
I don't know.
She
if
was,
she
yeah, the
did.
first time was,
She did it the first time and nobody turned in anything,
Yeah.
so she had to repost it again.
Yeah, I was kinda wondering,
yeah.
who was gonna?
We had two come in and talk about it, and they
Mhm, yeah.
went out and took pictures,
Lots of interest.
but they didn't turn in a bid.
Yeah.
So without the bid, they can't go forward, so she had to repost. I don't know if she reposted it yet or not.
I don't think so,
What are
yeah.
they supposed to do with the train?
They're just gonna repaint it.
Repaint it, make it more pretty. We get a lot of people taking pictures.
Yeah,
It's an attraction point.
It's a good,
The same
location.
paint color and everything?
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, we don't change, it
Yeah.
would be restored exactly the same.
I'm like imagining some kind of
No.
crazy
No,
clouds and.
Yeah.
no, it stays exactly the same, that's the whole point, she wants it restored to the exact color
It's just-
match,
It's
everything.
fading, so,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys see it, but it is a main attraction for people.
Oh, yeah.
I never realized until I start my views outside, and I'm like, man,
Mhm.
there's a lot of people stop to take pictures of that dang train, but
Yeah.
it's cool. It's easy for BNSF, they didn't have to haul it, they didn't have to do it, they just left it here.
I was like, yeah, that actually was a line that went out
Yeah.
to a place called Catskills in New Mexico.
Okay.
It was kind of a Southern line, that was actually part of a line that went out there, so they just had to mark it, and it was, I have a book that's talks a little bit about Colorado Southern, but that one in particular they were using as, like an excursion train, steam train, up and down here.
Okay.
And then
Awesome.
they brought it down to Trinidad for the last run or whatever, and took the people back on a diesel train.
Yeah, and just left it,
Yeah,
which is the easiest way to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Make it an attraction.
yeah. Well, yeah, that was all I
Yeah,
had.
no, good question. Well, yeah, we'll definitely bring that up.
Carlos, did you have any questions for Nick?
No, I'm good.
Hope you guys know, me and Terry, we try to look after you guys as much as we can, and, yeah, we try to, I mean, it's not just HPC, it's everybody in town, you know, we
Yeah.
take care of the whole town, but yeah, if we see something that warrants bringing it here, we do the best we can, and we can't catch everybody, it's awful.
It's a frustration for
Yeah,
a building
it's
inspector
yeah.
a lot.
As long as we know they are penalized and
Oh,
they pay.
no, I make
Yeah.
them pay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
for sure, we try to, we're trying to get good grasp on everything we're moving on, so, but yeah, me, Tara, John, that's the whole building department, so we're, like I said, we're here for you guys, and I appreciate it, thank you guys.
Cool, yeah, thanks.
All right, guys, so for the last one is the brochure mock-up, and Carlos, I'm sorry I can't, you're not here, so I can't really show it to you, but the gentleman that's doing them dropped them off. No, it's both
They're
of them,
different papers.
they're different
Yeah.
paper. So
Does
he,
it look any different than what we approved last
no,
time?
no, he didn't change any of that, the problem was when he
Alright.
printed it on the paper with, that's matte, that's not glossy, he said it was kinda see-through, and he thought that,
Oh.
he brought another one that's with the glossier paper to see if you'd like it better, cause it's the little thicker, and it'll hold up to the printing better. So he just wanted to know if we wanted to switch it up and do the glossier paper instead.
As
Oh.
Carlos, for your reference, it's not really that glossy.
No, it's
really
not.
shiny, it's just,
It's-
there's one that's a little bit thicker than the other.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, this is a little bit thicker, yeah.
It's just a little thicker paper. He also, I talked to him about the newspaper paper and he said it's the same problem, it's too thin and it won't hold up to the print. So, but he is gonna do some alternative, he's looking for some other paper to bring to us, to show us, and he'd give us the quote on the prices for it. When he finds them, he's looking them up and doing a little bit more research on it.
Okay.
So do you like
I like that one.
the thicker one?
Mhm.
Okay. So I just wanted to, it's just when he did it, like, the thinner one without the gloss to it, it's just see-through really badly and it didn't hold up really well to the mass print. He said he'd print 500 for us and we'd have it in time to put them in the
Ew.
envelopes. Yep.
Well, we have some that we can hand out at the Fox event.
Yeah, I can do that, I can
Okay,
get them.
make an extra 100 or something.
Yeah.
If, is the 500 for the mailing?
Yeah, 500
Okay.
for the
If we
mailing.
give maybe another 100 just for the
That's
Fox
a good, yeah,
events.
that's a good idea. I will see if I can up the number.
Okay, thanks.
Not a problem. I think that's it.
Okay, if there's nothing else, do I have to call for a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, you just have to
Or
adjourn.
just adjourn?
Yeah.
Okay, I will call this meeting to adjourn.